I'm going to start this morning with almost news. Well, it's a rumor that it's in a news, you know, in it's Bloomberg. Anyway, this is from Herbert Ong this morning. He says news: Tesla's affordable Model Q reportedly launching under 30,000 in 2025, according to reports shared during a Deutsche Bank investor conference by Tesla's investor relations board head Travis Axelrod. The company plans to release this entry-level electric vehicle in the first half of 2025. After subsidies in North America, the Model Q is expected to cost less than 30,000. So maybe it will be 37.5, 37, 35,000, and it'll be 27. I don't know. We'll find out, of course. Anyway, the Model Q, internally code-named, that's the internal code name, not the official name, is designed with a compact build measuring approximately 3,988 millimeters in length, about 15% smaller than the Model 3. This is all what we would have expected. It also weighs 30% less, which significantly enhances its efficiency. Tesla plans to offer two battery configurations, a 53 kilowatt and a 70 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate option. The top-tier model will boost a remarkable EP range of up to 500 kilometers. That would be like 335 miles, something like that, 340. You guys can tell me in the comments below. I usually figure it's about 2/3. Customers will have the choice of single motor or dual motor setups for varied performance. Tesla's ambitions don't stop at affordability. The company aims to expand its footprint in China with more versatile models, including a long wheelbase and a 3-row Model Y. Okay, this strategy is part of its plan to achieve 20 to 30% sales growth by 2025. With the Model Q, Tesla continues to push the boundaries of electrical vehicle accessibility and innovation, setting a new benchmark for value in the EV industry. Markets now, so there's the story, okay? But I don't know. I'm not willing to say that this is 100% true. This is a maybe. In other words, this is not how you announce a new vehicle through investor relations with a bank. This is not a good way. This is like not even potentially is not even legal. Okay, so we'll see what happens with all this. So markets are flat this morning, and of course Tesla is way up. It's bouncing against 400. It would be a good day, even if it stays where it is, a nice, very nice increase in a very flat market. So I wouldn't complain, but it was over 400 overnight. It was over, I think it was over 400. Was it over? Yeah, it was over 400 this morning. I think 403 was the high, maybe earlier this morning after the market actually opened. No, 404.80 actually. Okay, so yeah, we've broken through. The right now it's at 395.5. So it's, we're probably going to play around with this 400 level for a while. Maybe not. Maybe we'll end up around 400 today, and we'll take another shot at the all-time high in terms of the stock price tomorrow. Remember, we've already passed the all-time high in terms of the market cap. All right. So, what's happening with the overall markets? Well, the exuberance that we're seeing in the markets since the Trump election, and I mean, there was lots of exuberance in the market prior to the election, but the exuberance since the election it's taken us way out, way up there. As you know, I got my nervous shirt on. Well, I don't know if does that look like a nervous shirt. So 10% pullback, 20% pullback could happen at any time, but it's not the long-term issue. The long-term is going to be up, up, up. I don't have any question about that unless there's some major breakdown in things internationally or something in the US that we're just not expecting. Okay, then there are, of course, many articles this morning. Many articles out this morning about Tesla's assault on 400. And Benzinga quotes Elon Musk's post. He says, this is Elon Musk, quote, Tesla shorts reciting litany against fear RN. Fears are in. Anyway, Musk says this is a post on social media platform X. Litany Against Fear refers to the recital that features in the 1965 science fiction novel Dune by Frank Herbert. Starts with fear is the mind killer. Okay. Okay. Here's one of the articles that came out this morning. I tried to pick one that was the most salient with regard to the attack on 400. With Tesla predicting slight vehicle delivery growth in 2024 versus 2023, the EV giant needs far more than Q4 2023 record of 484,000 in order to get there. Analyst consensus currently forecasts 497, which would not be enough. And predicting, okay, so Goldman Sachs analyst Mark Delaney wrote early Wednesday that data out of the US, Europe, and China show mixed demand trends for Tesla. Delaney said that Tesla is not currently tracking to meet the objective to grow vehicle deliveries in 2024. The analysts lowered their Q4 delivery estimate to 510. Now, 510 compared to the 515 we need that'd be an absolute nothing burger. The firm keeps a neutral rating on Tesla with a 250 price target. Then there's China. A rebound for Tesla demand in China continues in Q4 after the key EV market buoyed the company's strong performance in the Q3. The company sold 78,000. We knew this already. That marks the best month this year. Troy Teslike, who we follow and like his estimates, expects US and Europe sales to drop by more than 30,000 units in 2024 versus 2023. He sees China sales growing by more than 48,000 units. There's no need to have a celebration over the China numbers when sales are down in the US and Europe, according to Teslike. Tesla's stock ranks first in the 35-member IBD Auto Manufacturers Industry Group. The stock has a 92 composite rating out of the possibility of 99. Shares also have a 97 relative strength rating and a 78% earnings per share rating. Okay, I'm expecting to see many more upgrades from various analysts in the next week. I think between now and the end of the month, but especially in the next week, before we get into the Christmas season, I think we're going to see upgrades all this week. This one is from Deutsche Bank this morning. Reporting on it is investing.com. Deutsche Bank highlighted Tesla as one of its top picks for 2025 in a note Monday, citing its leadership in autonomous driving technology and its ability to withstand industry headwinds. Despite a challenging global automotive environment marked by pricing pressure, high inventories, muted demand in Europe and North America, Tesla remains well-positioned due to its innovation and execution strength, according to Deutsche Bank. They point to Tesla's forefront of the technological and scale curve in terms of reaching practical autonomy. It's good. We should make that into some kind of a wall hanging. They add that competitors are trailing behind in resources, while Tesla's ahead in eventual cost per mile and fleet size. This is very good. With massive computing resources, the bank said Tesla can train several end-to-end models within weeks, a capability that places it ahead of competitors by like a mile. Chinese competitors are also now taking this approach, but are naturally playing catch-up. The report also notes that Tesla's potential to deploy robotaxis in promised areas and continue to improve its performance on critical interventions could unlock a new bar in autonomous driving that will be hard, almost impossible for others to replicate. For investors, Deutsche Bank emphasizes Tesla's resilience in maintaining growth momentum amidst industry pressures. The firm identifies Tesla as part of its key investment ideas for the U.S. market, among other names like Autoliv and Dana, which are similarly positioned to benefit from structural shifts. While pricing dynamics and muted volume growth may challenge the broader industry, Deutsche Bank remains optimistic about Tesla's portfolio momentum and innovation, making it a standout recommendation for 2025. Now, for some reason, this article didn't include what Investors Business Daily did about Deutsche Bank's announcement. Tesla rallied 2.2 pre-market Monday, looking to add to Friday's jump in new highs. Early Monday, Deutsche Bank raised its price target from 295 to 370, which is already, of course, too low. AJ had this to say about China this morning. He says China's vehicle market is on fire, growing 17% in November. We'll talk more about China in a minute. Their vehicle market grew 17% in November compared to last year. This is the fastest growth rate since January. It bodes well for an all-time high China sales number for Tesla. It certainly does. Okay, this is Randy Kirk. Hit like and subscribe and notify. Thank you again. We passed 25,000 subscribers yesterday. Yes, let's go team. So more subscribers. Now we got to go on to 50,000. Also this morning, I want to thank Pressure Cleaning Pros for ordering another 5 Cybertruck bottle openers. And that makes it a very good weekend for the Cybertruck bottle opener business. If you're interested, down below in the description, you can get the information, tells you exactly what to do. And please remember, half of you are not putting down whether you want stainless or whether you want the camouflage. We're so close to Christmas. I'm just going to ship stainless. If it's not designated, I'm shipping stainless. So if you've ordered, I haven't shipped yet. I'll be shipping in about an hour. If you wanted camouflage instead of stainless and you didn't say which one you wanted, hit me up with an email really quick, or send a DM through X or however you want to get in touch with me. But let me know if you do want camouflage. So far, the orders right now are all stainless. Wall Street Journal. Okay, this is really, really important here. Okay, and it's being buried. It's being covered up. There's so much other news right now with Trump talking about annexing China and Mexico to the United States. What? Are buying them? I'm not sure exactly how that would work. So this news, which is very important to Tesla and is very important to the world economy and is impacting markets, China's leaders signaled this is from the Wall Street Journal, China's leaders signaled a more forceful policy approach to shoring up the economy as Beijing braces for trade tensions under the upcoming Trump administration. They're employing language they have not used since the depth of the global financial crisis. The 24-man Politburo, China's top decision-making body, pledged Monday to implement more proactive fiscal policy and to adopt a moderately loose monetary policy next year. The first introduction of that kind of language since 2008. The Politburo also vowed to be more active in responding to economic downturns. They also plan to boost domestic demand and to stabilize the housing market, according to readouts. Now, you know, they've done this twice already this year, but this is the strongest language yet. We've seen them stimulate once, didn't have much effect, stimulate again, didn't have much effect. Now, apparently the auto sales are doing well, up strongly in November, but they feel like they haven't done enough. The shift in Chinese policymakers' monetary approach marks a strong change from a prudent stance. It is hewed since 2011, hinting that more monetary easing will come in 2020. Hinting, it's just said it will. Meanwhile, the mention of a more proactive fiscal policy suggests Beijing might approve a larger than usual government deficit when lawmakers gather for the country's annual legislative session in March, economists said. The country had room to increase borrowing and expand its fiscal deficit. Morgan Stanley economists hailed the Politburo statement as being even more positive than the one in September that helped ignite one of China's most powerful stock market rallies in years. The language on fiscal policy was the strongest since the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, they wrote. You heard earlier it was 2008, the strongest since 2008, so it's very strong. The pledge to strengthen unconventional countercyclical adjustments, a term referring to stimulus measures designed to mitigate downward economic pressures. This is unprecedented in their statement. Others were a little more circumspect. Julian Evans Pritchard, head of China economics at Capital Economics, said Rate cuts and other central bank actions are losing traction in an economy where the appetite for borrowing is limited. He wrote in a note to clients that the key question remains just how much Beijing is prepared to borrow and spend to stimulate the economy, adding that those hoping for a big bang stimulus are going to be disappointed. Still, the Politburo statement lit up stock markets in China. It hit the tape roughly 40 minutes before the close of trading in Hong Kong, erasing all intraday declines to send the benchmark Hang Seng index 2.8% higher for the day. Yields on benchmark 10-year Chinese government bonds sank 3.6 basis points to 1.9162 in late afternoon. I wish ours were at 1.9162. So officials at Monday's Politburo gathering also said that China's main economic and social development targets for this year will be met, suggesting the top leaders are confident the country is on track to achieve Beijing's full-year goal of around 5% GDP growth. Should have that in the United States. Go Trump. The Politburo December's meeting comes just days before the Central Economic Work Conference, where Chinese leaders are expected to outline their policy priorities and discuss their annual growth targets. The world's second largest economy has shown some signs of stabilization in recent months as Beijing uncorked a string of stimulus efforts and those liquidity boosts, rate cuts, property easing. Officials said private gauges on Chinese manufacturing and services sectors all indicated a pickup of activity in November, but falling transactions among China's biggest real estate developers suggested that the property market is far from bottoming out, and that is the key in China, where they had the big mess with their property market. Okay, so having said all that, what is happening now? Has Tesla found a way to get over 400? No. You see, listen to Randy once in a while. We're now at 389.29. We're down. Well, we're not down that much. We're actually up 7 cents. Actually, we're now down 39 cents for the day. But yeah, we're too hot. There's going to have to be a little bit of a back off here. Okay, now, does that mean that we couldn't turn back around and go back to 400 by the end of the day? Of course not. But right now, the market said, okay, I'm going to take some profits. If it gets stretched out too far, there's always that danger. Now, for all of that activity and the fact that we're back to 388.65, we're still talking about actually right now being up 7 cents. So that's where we are right now. Now, the rest of the market, super flat. Dow Jones down 17, NASDAQ down 35, S&P down 14. The Magnificent Seven very mixed with NVIDIA, as mentioned earlier. NVIDIA down 299. Oh, what happened to that article? I must have passed that up. NVIDIA, the Chinese are looking at it for something. I forget, but the NVIDIA down 299 this morning based on this China news that I think I forgot to read to you. Okay, we have got, but completely mixed in terms of the Magnificent Seven, and somewhat mixed, mostly down now with the Cathie Wood stocks. Of course, partially that's due to the fact that Tesla is now flat on the day. Compared to Friday, it's not flat in terms of its activity, that's for sure. Okay, so let's look at the percentages, even though they're minor here. The percentages are the Dow down 0.06, the NASDAQ down 0.27, and the S&P down 0.28, with Tesla now back up a tad at 0.03%. Okay, the bonds had been going up earlier, and they are still 3.8 basis points on the 10-year to 4.191. That's okay for now, but I think what the bonds are saying right now today is they're not at all sure that there's going to be a cut next week. And I'm not either. I think the CPI is going to be the decider. If it comes in at all hot, there will not be a cut next week. That's my opinion. I could be 100% wrong. The 2-year is at 3.1 basis points up. And the 1 month is, if I can find it here, where is that 1 month? Oh, there it is. It's down 0.5 of a basis point at 4.441. That's getting close to equaling the 10-year. Okay, oil was up earlier because of the China news. It is currently showing, yes, up $1.42, but still 68.62. But it is up a little bit on the China stimulus, which would stimulate, of course, oil production or oil requirements in China. So 68.62 for Texas Intermediate, 72.39 for Brent. Natural gas up 2.5%, but that is less than it was earlier. It's sitting at 315, which is about normal. Gold is up strongly this morning on this news at 37.60 up. That's almost 2,700 again. Silver also up 4.2% this morning, closing in 32.91, almost $33. Remember, the recent high was 34. Copper up 2% at 4.283. That is a strong number for copper. And the dollar is jittery, but slightly up this morning. And Bitcoin is jittery, but down 1.77% at 98,192. It's like Tesla. I can't decide to be whether it's going to be over 100,000 or under 100,000. Tesla deciding whether it's going to be over 400 or under 400. Okay. So what do we got going on here? What we've got is we've got a flat market, maybe waiting for the CPI. We have got Tesla bouncing around 400 and probably going to be testing 400 again today. That's my guess. And because I think there's just going to be enough, action around this news, this weird news. I mean, I'm sure there's the product is coming. The picture that I showed on the thumbnail might or might not be, real. But whether it's real, whether it's not, right now, people are just interested in the cyber cab business, the robotaxi business. How is it coming? Where is it coming? Now, if this Bloomberg information is confirmed later today, I think we take a very serious run at the all-time high, even today, if it's confirmed today. Now, if it's not confirmed until later this week, we could be playing around this 400 for a while, or even go a little lower. Okay, so you have already hit liked. Did you remember to do that? Hitting the like button, hitting subscribe. I'd like to build the subscriber thing even more. Notify. What do we got today? We've got, oh man, we got a lot to talk to Brian White about. He'll be on late, like 7:45 California time. And then Larry Goldberg will be on sometime 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that later today. And if you didn't see the Larry Goldberg interview or discussion, the discussion Larry and I had about Cathie Wood, I'll put that card up again. That's one you do not want to miss. It's always huge, but this time I think you'll definitely appreciate what we talked about in that discussion. All right, then we've got, remember now, the orders are coming in, but we're also running out of time. Christmas is close, but you got a week, okay? You got a week to make your decision. Wouldn't you like to hand that to somebody, this beautiful box? I think it's crooked here. Is it crooked? Yeah, it's crooked because I took the foam out. Okay, so how much nicer could that be to give somebody that as a gift? And it's maybe only going to cost you $20 if you order 4, $25 if you order 1, but it's $80 for 4. All the information is down below. Remember, if you want camouflage, please note it. If you want, the camouflage isn't showing there either. Anyway, if you want camouflage, please note that, because otherwise I'm just going to have to ship stainless. I don't have time to go back and forth with emails right now because Christmas, you want this to be shipping this week or next Monday at the latest if you're going to hope to get it by Christmas. Now, a lot of you, your businesses won't even be open the week of Christmas, so you're going to want it a week from Friday, and that means I got to ship it by this Thursday if you're back east, okay? Keep all that in mind. Place those orders today. Yeah, I think, is that all I got to say? I think that's it. Yeah. All right, let's check out for now. And we'll be talking to you a couple more times today. It's been great talking to you this morning.